gotten too much playing time, but is he making?
Yeah, he's doing a good job. Yeah, he's doing a good job, and you know, him and Langley both have. We're going to let those guys continue to compete. Nothing says either one of them, both of them couldn't play, but both those guys have kind of shown some progress to me over the last really 2 weeks, and I've been pleased with their progress.
Coach Rick said he's emphasized tackling the first couple of days down here in practice. Not that the whole team does that, but why did you decide that would be important?
Because we ain't tackled since Georgia Tech, and we were in more of a thud mode because when we got back off of exams, we roughly had a week of camp up there, and we did basically 2 days of spring practice, which we tackled there. And then we went into a game week type mode, and then the players left. So when we got down here, I thought it was important that we tackle guys to the ground, and you know, we did that for 2 days. You know, for about roughly 10 to 15 plays, because I think that in games that when you have that amount of layoff, it's important that you get your timing down and to wait to know if you can tackle guys, do it full speed. So that's what we did.
Did you all look at the bowl as an extension of the season in terms of, you know, this is game 13, or was there any part of you that said, let's throw open some jobs, let's
not really. I mean, we didn't have as much time this year, you know, because it was a little bit shorter. We did talk to the guys, you know, about this a chance to improve, particularly that first week up there, and work on techniques and fundamentals because we got so many young guys that can improve in some areas. So we did make an emphasis with that, and I feel like that kind of carried over to the way they performed a little bit in practice, particularly in the competitive drills against our offense. And the big thing is, you know, as a player, this is your craft. This is what you do, just like any other job. And every day you go on the field, you got to work to perfect your craft, and it's like an investment on your future. And that's kind of the thing that we always emphasize with guys. And to be honest with you, I've been really pleased with the way the guys have worked all year. But we did kind of go back to some day one stuff early last, you know, in the first part of this quote bowl prep stuff, and just work strictly on fundamentals for them.
How much would a strong bowl performance kind of send these guys with some confidence into the offseason after a season that was, you know?
Well, I think anytime you play good, you're going to have confidence. So I think the guys have worked hard, and to their credit, you know, they do play hard and they continue to play hard, which is a product of their ability to believe in what we're doing and just keep sawing wood. I think anytime you can be productive and have the type of showing that you're talking about, I think that carries over into the next game or the next year or the next thing that comes up. So I think from that standpoint, it'll be interesting to see how, you know, these guys play and how we can go out and compete.
Obviously not for this game, but you still feeling pretty good about Terrell Terry on defense. What have you seen so far out of him?
Yeah, I mean, he's a big guy. I mean, you know, he was actually offered as a DB when we first offered him, and then we saw how he carried the ball, which, you know, athletic guys that have a burst to them and have some ball skills tend to play more offense in high school because they got to win too, and they got to get the ball in the end zone. So initially, when he came to Dog Night, we were going to offer him as a DB, and then he went over to play offense based upon his performance his senior year in high school. And then once he got here, and you kind of saw how things were shuffling as far as our total team, I'm always big on what combination of players gives you the best chance to win as a team. And just kind of seeing how everything laid out, I felt like he could be a really good safety. He's big and physical. He can tackle, you know, the SEC backs that we see. He can cover tight ends. He can cover wideouts because he played wideout.